If you want insane deals on legit PC keys from great developers, use my Fanatical link down below and start saving yourself some money.
Has carried on the most massive military buildup the world has ever seen.
И агрессивности империалистических сил, особенно США и их союзников.
System that is hostile to everything we believe in as Americans.
They must use it to test new strategies fit for the nuclear age.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Bigfry, and today I want to talk to you guys about a new game that just kind of came out of nowhere. It's called 83. Now, this game is being made by the guys at Antimatter. If you guys don't know who that is, they worked on Rising Storm. They basically took that mod and built it into, obviously, you know, Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. And now they're coming out with another game called 83. It's being set in, obviously, 1983 in like a Cold War gone hot alternate universe where basically like the Cold War that happened between NATO, the Warsaw Pact, basically it explodes and erupts into global conflict. And this is like an alternate universe, alternate timeline experience, which I think is actually pretty sweet. Everyone always talks about like going to the Cold War, going to Vietnam and all of these places. These guys are doing an alternate take on history, which is cool. But how they're describing the game, I'm going to read it. This is off their website, which we're going to get into in a little bit. 83 is a Cold War gone hot, combined arms, first-person military shooter for high player counts. They're touting 80 plus. Currently in development at Antimatter Games, it pits two large platoons of players against each other in massive maps, fighting over a number of objectives that have a tangible impact on the battle as a whole when held by the victorious faction. Players will have access to a selection of real-world infantry weapons and equipment, as well as a selection of powerful land and air vehicles, which can decisively turn the tides of battle. And all of that kind of leads into their idea of persistent warfare. Battle has meaning, is what the website goes on to say. Controlling territory and objectives has an impact on every fight in 83, rather than just being a required stepping stone to victory. As the battle rages on, every win, every loss, every supply line disrupted or silo destroyed helps turn the tide of the Cold War. Using data analysis and analytics, the continuing narrative of 83 will be shaped by the actions taken by individual players, affecting content developed post-launch. Now, another game that touted all of these cool ideas on paper was World War III. World War III was talking about how individual battles and individual player skill can attribute to the overarching global conflict that's going on. I gotta say, all of that stuff is bullshit to me. None of that stuff ever happens the way that developers like to put it out on paper. I'm not calling Antimatter Games out. I'm saying that idea of this battle, oh, you did really good, you're gonna see a noticeable. Nothing ever really happens. To me, these are just talking points for games to just throw out there. And then you look at what happened with World War III when it came out and the servers were absolutely bunked on launch. So all of this stuff that they're talking about, how like everything's connected, big analytics and stuff like that, it never seems to work out the way that they promise it or the way that they discuss it in the early on discussions of their project. I hope that that doesn't happen here. I would love to see this idea of like global scale warfare actually take place and actually happen. Now, Antimatter has said in the coming months we're going to find out more information about it. That is one of the things that I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on, because personally I think that everybody who says that kind of shit never really delivers on the grandiose scale that they say they're going to. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. The game itself, you guys are seeing it on screen here. The game itself is in a pre-alpha state in this trailer, so there's a lot of stuff in here that's going to be subject to change. I could go and pick it apart, pick out things like the muzzle flashes and stuff like that. There are a lot of wonky things with the way the game looks, but I will say I am liking the art style. I think this is going to be their first foray into Unreal Engine 4, which is exciting for them. I think the game overall looks good. I'm not a graphics whore by any means. If the game came out here looking like Roblox or fucking BattleBit, then I'd be like, all right, what the fuck is this? But I think the game actually looks pretty good. like I said, there are just a couple things that are going to be wonky. Once we see like unedited raw gameplay, then we can really start to pick it apart. But all this is showing is that there are large-scale battles going on. A couple different landscapes. We've seen like underground bunkers. There's like this open like mountainous winter region, which looks like it takes place in like a factory. Like I don't know if it's an abandoned factory. I don't really know if each area has like its own lore surrounding it or whatever. But this map is like an abandoned factory. Again, I don't know if maybe these are the same maps. I don't know. Like you can go underground and do the underground tunnels. I have no fucking idea. Here's what I'm gonna say. You guys, if you've been following the channel for a long time, you know that I am actually a really huge fan of Rising Storm, the first one. Everyone always asks me to go play Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. I personally think Rising Storm 2 Vietnam, from a gunplay perspective, is a fantastic game. I think that it built upon what the first one did. Obviously, these are games stemming from Red Orchestra, but I think Rising Storm 2 had a huge fatal flaw in the fact that every time you run out, there always seems to be some sort of napalm strike, fucking artillery strike, fucking acid dropping from the sky strike, whatever the case is. You're always running around and there's just constant explosions and just things dropping out of the air. Now granted, that was Vietnam, but for me it didn't make for a really good game. Personally, I think a lot of the time you're spent ducking and running from shit you can't even see, and it just got fucking annoying and tedious after a while. I hope that with this game, they solve that issue. I don't know what, like in the Cold War, obviously this is like alternate universe type shit, so we can't even sit here and really debate on what they're gonna do or if this is realistic to the time period, because it's an alternate reality. It's an alternate timeline to the Cold War. I really hope, for gameplay's sake, they leave it to the gunplay, objective, level design, sound design, and just your core basic FPS with objective-based, large-scale warfare on top of it. I hope that they don't have anything like Rising Storm's napalm artillery strike system. To me, it just ruined the game. Again, my opinion, if they do have it, this is probably going to be one that I am not going to play a lot of. It's just as simple as that. Not saying Rising Storm 2 Vietnam was a bad game by any means. You played it and you had a lot of insane moments with it, but for the most part, that idea of just dropping bombs just kind of ruined the experience for me. But I'm curious to see more about this game. I'm going to be following it. Obviously, you guys know what it is. This is another tactical FPS in my wheelhouse, and I definitely want to keep an eye on it and see the developments moving forward. These guys are currently at GDC right now. They're going to be showing off the game. I don't know if we're going to get more gameplay footage at GDC or from GDC. I don't know. I know PAX East is happening at the end of the month. I'm just curious to see when we're going to see this game pop up again, but I am keeping an eye on it, and I hope you guys are fucking with it too. This is going to be something that I am going to be covering periodically moving forward. And then my voice sounds a little raspy. I'm under the weather right now. I'm a little bit sick, sore throat and shit. I'm trying to get these videos out because there's a couple other videos that I want to get out here in the next couple of days on some other games that are popping up out of nowhere that I think you guys need to know about. This is the most pressing one because I feel like it fits exactly in what I cover. So let me know what you guys think down below. Is this something you guys are fucking with? Obviously, Antimatter Games, great developer. I feel like they can deliver on something pretty special here, and I'm very interested to see. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Leave a comment. And if you guys haven't heard, YouTube kind of took away the idea of like when you like a video, it shares it to your social media. So if you guys could, go post this shit on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll try and grow the channel that way. A little bit more grassroots. I don't know why they took that away, but they're just making it fucking harder for people to grow out here. So if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so if you enjoy the content. I appreciate y'all. Let me know what you guys think. I'm very curious to see what my community thinks of 83. My name is Bigfry. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.